The temperature drops to 30 below zero. Wind tears across the northern Great Plains at 60 miles per hour. No tree line, no ridge, no shelter, just white in every direction. A blizzard is coming. You feel it in your teeth, in your knuckles, in the way the horses press their flanks together and turn their backs to the north. And yet, in the middle of that howling void, a circle of conical shelters stands perfectly still. Smoke rises from their peaks in thin, steady threads. Inside, children sleep. Winter on the northern Great Plains is one of the harshest environments on Earth. Temperatures reach -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Blizzards arrive without warning and last for days. The ground freezes solid to a depth of several feet. Wind chills strip heat from bare skin in under 2 minutes. No caves, no dense forests, no mountain walls to break the storm. The Plains tribes, tens of thousands of people, lived here, not passing through, living, raising children, and growing old. They survived because of a system, precise, engineered and refined over thousands of years. That system begins with the teepee. The teepee is not a tent. A tent is a fabric over poles. The teepee is a thermodynamic machine, a structure that manages airflow, insulation, and heat with a sophistication modern engineers have genuinely studied. The shape comes first, a cone, not a cylinder, not a box, a cone. Wind hits the angled surface and splits around it. Snow slides off rather than piling up. The narrow peak shrinks the surface area exposed to the coldest air. Every angle is a decision. 12 to 20 lodgepole pine poles form the frame, each one hand-selected for straightness and strength. Women lash them together at the top and spread them into a circle, 15 to 20 feet across. Then they stretch 8 to 12 tanned bison hides over the frame, drawing sinew thread through a bone needle until every seam pulls tight. The work takes days. The precision takes years. But the real engineering secret remains invisible, something you cannot see from the outside at all. Between the outer hide cover and an interior lining, the dew cloth, a gap of 12 to 18 inches runs the full height of the wall. That gap is not wasted space. That gap is everything. The principle is ancient and exact. The gap between the outer hide and the inner lining is not space. It is the insulation itself. Cold air, heavy and dense, seeps under the base of the outer cover. The dew cloth catches it. A column of warming air climbs the inner wall, curls toward the smoke hole, and pulls out into the frozen night above, silent, constant, all night long. At the center, the fire burns small, 4 or 5 pieces of wood, no more. A fire too large burns through oxygen too quickly and fills the teepee with smoke. Too small a fire lets the cold reclaim the floor. The woman of the household manages both, adding 1 piece of wood at a time and adjusting the 2 exterior smoke flaps with long poles whenever the wind shifts direction. A young woman kneels outside in the blowing snow, eyes half shut against the wind, adjusting the smoke flap poles by feel, the way her grandmother showed her, hand over hand, angle by angle, until the smoke runs clean. The blizzard hits at midnight. Outside, the wind reaches 80 miles per hour. A man who steps through the door, flap without a rope tied to the entrance stake, is dead by morning, lost, exhausted, frozen face down in the snow. Inside, no one panics. The family holds a position that every child learns before they learn to walk. Elders sleep at the back, the warmest spot, directly across from the entrance, farthest from the cold draft. Adults take the sides. Children fill the center, bison robes covering their small bodies. their collective warmth rising and pooling under the conical ceiling above. The floor beneath them holds 5 layers. Dry grass first, packed thick against the frozen earth. Woven rush mats next. Then bison hides, hair side down. Then sleeping, hair side up. Then they pull the blankets tight with both hands. 3 dogs, sometimes 4, curl against the smallest children. Their body heat belongs to the system. Their position in the sleeping circle is deliberate. The fire glows orange in the dark. One adult wakes every 2 hours, adds a single split log, adjusts the smoke flaps, and listens. Listens to the pitch of the wind, to the sound the outer hides make when the temperature drops further, to the slow, even breathing of everyone around him. By morning, 4 pieces of wood and 9 hours of human knowledge hold the air inside the teepee 40 degrees warmer than the air outside. Through the worst blizzard the plains can produce. The bison made every piece of this possible. The teepee walls, bison hide. The sinew thread, bison. The rawhide lashings, bison. The fuel in the fire is dried bison dung, which burns longer and steadier than most wood on a treeless plain. The clothing on everybody inside that teepee, bison. A full tanned robe with the hair left on, draped over softer hides underneath. Moccasins stuffed with dry grass, mittens, hoods. Strip the bison from this equation, and the entire system collapses. The Plains tribes understood this without ambiguity. The bison was not a resource to manage. It was the architecture of survival itself. We press insulation between the walls of our houses, a pocket of trapped air that slows heat loss. We build down jackets around the principle that dead air holds warmth. We design expedition tents with double walls, ventilation channels, and draft guards at the floor. A Cheyenne grandmother stitching 2 bison hides together by firelight solved the same problem a North Face engineer solves today with a CAD program and a wind tunnel. The teepee endured because the people who built it understood their world completely, its weather, its materials, its demands. Grandmothers passed that knowledge to granddaughters. A woman adjusting a smoke flap at midnight in a blizzard did it the way a musician plays, without thinking, without measuring, without hesitation. That is not primitive survival. That is mastery. Built across generations and held in human hands and carried forward through the dark.